Live at 5, it's off for review, and we did get a response from the developers about the Nova leaderboard eligibility. Before we get to that, we have a data mine here suggesting that there's going to be a gold orb opening event, and the pattern that we've been having is that there is a training orb event that happened, not that long ago, and then it cycles between the two. No big surprises there. Big shout out to the MSF.tools is where I found the data mine. A link to their Discord will be in the description. Now, this has got me scratching my head. Firstly, I want to say I made a big stink about this and with the developers, and I was actually pretty rude with them, and they may be upset with me. I'm not really sure, but I'm glad that I did, because we did get some sort of response about the Nova Trials rank reward update, and frankly, my initial conversation with them left me feeling that they were not going to fix this or not going to change this. So the dev team has been reading feedback regarding the minimum point requirement for the Nova Trials rank rewards. We understand there was confusion regarding the intended change of the minimum point value from 100,000 to 400,000, as this was not clear as it could have been. We are currently reviewing the situation, discussing how to address it. The topic is a priority for the team. We intend to have a consensus on how to proceed within the next couple of days, which we plan to share with you. Do appreciate your patience in the interim, and we'll keep you updated. And the reason why I want to say this is important is because let's say you got 401,000 points. Then you were effectively, in the 1 percentile, the bottom 1 percentile, like the 99th percentile. And only 50-something thousand people got over 400,000. Now, Boylan did some math, and he calculated that there were like around 120,000 people that got over 100,000 people. So if you placed at 401,000, you're in the 99th percentile, where it should have been based off of, let's say, 120,000 people if it was the 100,000 points. So not only the people that did not give the initial 5,000, which had fixed rewards, but anybody outside of the top 5,000, all the way down through all the ranked rewards, and then all the people that scored anywhere from 100,000 to 400,000 were affected. So effectively, this is affecting 105,000 people from the math, 115,000 people rather. So a lot of people are affected by this. So this should be something good. Now, this intended change doesn't really make sense to me. I wanted to read this from Steven, also goes by Rastlin on Reddit. Wait a minute, the 400K was intentional? So that means Scopely made a mistake in not sufficiently queuing the event before it was released, and Scopely decided to penalize players threefold for their mistake. First, players had to do 2 runs, even if they only wanted to do 1, while many players did multiple runs. That should be their choice. Secondly, players had to do their second run against content that certainly did not seem correctly tuned without the pack scourges working correctly. Third, Scopely stole, yes, that's the correct word in this circumstance, rank rewards from players who would have earned if the event had been properly queued aid to begin with and able to receive the original rank rewards. Regardless of the rank rewards get fixed or not, that's a secondary issue. The more important issue is, why is Scopely penalizing players for Scopely's mistakes? It's bad enough Scopely had time to do a record back-to-back 6 new character and patches, but they couldn't find enough time to QA the newest legendary event. That was Scopely's choice, not the players. Scopely chose to spend their limited time doing other things. The worst part is that Scopely made zero effort to communicate that there had been a change to the rank rewards part of the event. To say this was not clear should be is dishonest, implies there was an effort to make it clear. There absolutely was not. There was not even a single hint of the blogs or communication, the rank rewards, or the minimum qualifying for a score have been altered in any way. Scopely likes to end their blogs with subject to change. That is not a blanket get out of jail free card or a way of having no accountability. When you make a mistake, you need to hold yourself accountable. Players shouldn't have to be the ones to constantly remind you of that. In case it isn't clear, being accountable in this particular circumstance means that when you fail properly QA an event before it goes live, you're the one that pay the price. Please stop penalizing players for your errors. And then secondly, Blue ISO 5 is incredibly rare, and Blue ISO 5 and Big Boy Apocalypse are a huge advantage. Stop acting it's not a big deal. Some players got hosed with the Invader Incursion event. It makes zero sense to give people comp that is missing. the one that they need to be at equal footing of the players access the bug. And notice that this got 134 upvotes, and this got 4. One of those was me, because I upvote every post that I read. It's my way of tracking which Reddit posts I've read. If it's not upvoted, that means I didn't read it. And so I upvote any post that I read, which is really sad that the ratio there is pretty terrible. Let's hear if Community Manager Whip has a take on what happened. Greetings, Commanders! My name is Community Manager Whip. That's right. Well, harder, you peasants. There's been some confusion on what I personally think and what's going on with these issues. Let me be clear. I do not care about free-to-play players. What do you guys not understand about this? Let me remind you. Before the Morgan Le Fay scourges, people had to spend money to unlock a legendary character the first time around. That's the way it should be. Now, all you crybabies out there that didn't get Nova the first time around, spend money or shut up. Get off my dick. Wow, that guy's kind of rude. Anyways, let's move on. The missing blue 1.5 blue ISO. I actually don't think they're going to do anything about this. I just want to put that out there. I have no feeling, and I feel like I've got a pulse on things. I get no feeling that this is going to be changed. But I'm happy that they're going to do something on this. I also think that they're going to be pivoting away from this idea that was unique to the Morgan Le Fay and the Legendary Horsemen, where people were able to get legendaries relatively easy at low unlocks the first time around. And I think they're moving to a more exclusive, you should have bought the Masters of Evil team, whatever BS, to unlock Nova the first time around. So anyways, also a lot of confusion about the new war system. I'm personally a fan of the new war system. A lot of people are canceling attacks, and the initial publication of what they were proposing changed after the playtest, and then in the last post before the war went live, they changed some of the rules. And so a lot of people are canceling attacks. And what I'm going to suggest to you is don't cancel attacks in war. I mean, there's certain situations where you don't want to do that, but in general, it is not optimal to cancel attacks in war, because you're trying to get the fewest possible attempts. And then this was changed. Canceling combat during an attack will decrease the attempt bonus while also consuming war energy. So whether you cancel the attack or not, still penalizes you. And then if you do not cancel the attack, the team will be exhausted and easier to go into in the second battle. So I understand the idea of saving a team, but if you have enough attack teams, you don't want to do this. So in general, don't cancel attacks in war. There are exceptions, of course. There's a bunch of them, actually. But the second attack should be easier if you do not cancel the attack. Lowers the character's damage, armor, resist, focus, and damage by 20%, which does not happen if you cancel the attack. And if you cancel the attack, you still lose the points. All right, let's move on. Use this as we want gold button. And so this post right here got 629 upvotes as opposed to the 4 upvotes in Cerebro's post, the developer's post. We want more gold, or more real gold, meaning have an inflow increase in all activities, not as an extra blitz and payday event. Especially where you're now coming up with stuff like the Gwenpool event, which expects to spend millions, not worth an Orbs, just unlock it. I read somewhere that some of these gold events haven't been updated in years. Yeah, I think there may actually be more gold in the system on a monthly basis than, let's say, a year ago. But what's drastically different, let's say there is like 6 million more gold a month. Well, what's changed is that it costs over 4 million to take a character from 90 to 95. And how many new characters do we get, let alone the old characters that we need to go back and do? It's like you need to upgrade Doom. Doom is an old character, right? So there's nowhere near, even if there is more net gold, let's say 6 million a month more, 4 million per character times 200 characters, let's say, well, you're not going to be able to do that many. It's just unrealistic. Plus, not only that, one of the main ways of getting gear tier 17, gear tier 18 is gold. How much money are you spending on gold? I mean, mine has gone to zero because I just don't have enough gold. And then again, I mentioned earlier in the video that there's a gold orb opening event. Knowing that those events are coming, and if you want to min-max that event, then you're saving your gold orbs. That means you're not spending gold a day. Creates a really weird roller coaster of like saving gold orbs, opening gold orbs, saving gold orbs, opening gold orbs. And something's really wrong with the gold economy. And the reason why I think this is important is that why would people buy new characters at all if they can't upgrade them? It feels like they're shooting themselves in the foot. Casual spending, and so this is someone's personal experience, maybe even a dolphin according to some people, but because some of the bottlenecks that Scopely has created, I have changed those spending habits. Why should I spend $60 and sometimes $100 on a new character if I know that said character will just sit at level 50 for weeks? The last 3 new characters are sitting at 50, Nova, Gwenpool, Firestar, because I have 300,000 total gold. I do have 21 gold orbs, but because we have to hoard now for the next newest stupid event, you think to spend more gold orbs in advance. Further, even if I spend those orbs, or you mean open those orbs, they're so outdated, the gold value is a joke. Yeah, there's just not a lot of gold in them. And I think we need more orbs. I don't know if changing the value of the orbs is the right thing to do, because then that further incentivizes hoarding. And some people are sitting on hundreds, if not thousands of orbs. I understand you want to people to buy gold, but there has been a better way to milk the top spenders than nickel dime on gold. Even they can't be happy to spend $30 for 2 million gold. Can't even advance a character for 90, much less than 95. And yesterday I did make a comment about, one of the main ways that people were getting into Dark Dimension 6 is spending a lot of gold. And I thought that was why they're being super stingy. But then someone pointed out to me that there is this 1,000 cores for Dark Dimension 6 orb. So I think that's actually the way that they're milking the Mega Krakens right now. And then secondly, I thought this was an interesting suggestion. Make the rank up half price with your login streak active. So make rank ups half price with your character streak at level whatever. Pick a player level, doesn't matter. Low hanging fruit. The player community would just love to be provided more gold. You can also look at the cost of basic player character development actions could have on their gold price reduced. So this person's suggesting giving us some sort of incentive, or some sort of discounted rate for either gearing up characters or leveling up characters or ranking up characters. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Lastly, this is illegal in the EU, and this is a also very popular post. Anything over 200 upvotes is insanely popular on the Marvel Strike Force subreddit. It's illegal in the EU and the UK to have pre-selected opt-in boxes for the purpose of selling your data. It is incompetent and further illegal for those boxes to reset to opt in every time there is a patch. Pretty serious for Scopely, as the fines for doing this are very, very high. And I saw a list. They seem to be going after bigger companies like Amazon and Facebook, but what is it called? I don't know what the acronym is. The GDPR. My understanding is they do not mess around. I heard from another developer of other video games. They do not mess around. Some people here on Reddit, like this was a very well upvoted post and got some awards where they're giving a link to contact their respective agencies and what to tell them and so on. So I hope Scopely, I mean, what do I want out of this? I mean, because I don't think that I have any, like where I live in Las Vegas, like I don't think I have much protections legally. I think people do in California. But I know Europe has different rules, and I just want Scopely to get their head out of their ass and fix things and be on top of it. I mean, they've grossed over $855 million, and some people say it's closer to $1 billion now with the web store. You think that they wouldn't have things like this, and I do think it's accidental. I don't know if this is intentional. It might be intentional. I hope it's not intentional, but let's say it's accidental. Well, why? What for what? Like, why, right? Anyways, we got some offers that are interesting. This one right here is $20 US, and this is close to the amount of power cores that you would normally get for $20. So if you're a purchaser of power cores, basically they're bonusing you an Elite 6, an Elite 5, and Elite 4. I feel like red stars are not selling anymore. Maybe all the high spenders have maxed out all their characters or all their important characters 7 stars. So it looks like they're moving into a place where they're starting to discount red stars drastically. Here's another offer that kind of suggests that as well. This is $15 US, and this has 2 Elite 5s and several Elite 4s, I think, and then also 15 regular red star orbs. And I only open these red star orbs at 10x dark promotion credits. Feels like the important characters going forward are going to be dark promotion credits. I fully expect that. This is another offer where if you're a purchaser of power cores, typically for $5 US, you get 375 power cores. So basically the cost of this right here is about 75 power cores. So you get four premium orbs and then a Moonstone orb. And these Moonstone orbs, let's say they do have a minimum of 6, but typically I expect to get about 8. Yes, there's an outside chance that you can get a lot more than that. But if you're close to like maybe taking her up another yellow star level, maybe that's worth it for you. We've got British Blue Zemo, 30 shards for $10. And then we've got Spider-Man 2099, 50 character shards for $10. Now, I don't know if that's worth it because he was added to the Cosmic Crucible store, and he doesn't show up there often. He shows up there randomly. And this is for the Cosmic Crucible currency if you have that saved up. I initially thought that you'd be able to get 15 of these a day, but that's not true because he shows up randomly. So maybe, I don't know the frequency. It's only been one cycle, one store reset, but he is in there. You just have to look for him. I know he's not in mine personally. Deathlock is fairly important right now, given how hard the tech raids are in the incursion. 50 character shards for $5. I actually did purchase this to get him to 7 stars because I've really been struggling in that raid, and he's one of the characters I use. We talked about this offer yesterday, $5, and typically just this part right here, which is the year 2 orbs, which gives a lot of purple T3 ability materials. So depending on the people I've asked, there is a small amount of gold anywhere. Some people have said they get like 800,000. Some people have told me that they got like 1.4 million. I've heard as high as 1.7 million gold, in addition to a big chunk of purple T3 ability materials. There's some purple gear in there. And then all of these orbs right here, and this is a lot of orbs right here. They have a lot of character shards, which is not going to be a lot of benefit for veteran players, but for newer players, this is reasonable enough. And then you also get 5 premium orbs and then 5 red star orbs, just worth considering if you need bulk shards. I'm not going to buy this offer right here, but this does have campaign energy. There is an event starting shortly, which does use campaign energy. So if you want to purchase this, you can, if you buy it on the web store, you can actually save this in your inbox, and then you'll have the energy available for when the event starts. And then lastly, looks like these just randomly popped up. Typically when you purchase a character, you get the $30 and the $10 offers for gold, which are like C- offers. But right here, we've got $10 for this is like the Red Hulk gold orb. It's nothing special. This is kind of normal when you unlock a character. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.